Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to J.P.s Retro World. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's having a good week. I know I certainly am. It's been a pretty good week. So it's Thursday evening. My wife is out having dinner with a friend of hers. So I'm here by myself. So I thought, why not sit down and do a video? Well, today we're going to be talking about Rocky 4. And as you can see down there, there's Rocky and Ivan Drago. Ivan Drago is the subject for Rocky 4. So basically, the premise is, excuse me. So again, Rocky's the world champ, and he's getting, he's making more money all the time with every title defense. And so this guy right here, Ivan Drago, comes to the United States and starts running his mouth about what a great boxer he is and how he's superior to all American athletes, and American boxers don't know anything. They're just, they don't, they're not very good at boxing compared to himself and Russian boxing and everything. And so while he's saying that, Apollo Creed happens to be at home. He's watching this and he gets all riled up because nobody comes over here to the United States and talks about us and talks about our athletes. So basically, Apollo challenges Ivan to an exhibition fight, in which Ivan Drago accepts. So there's this big spectacle. They're at a Las Vegas casino or whatever, and Rocky warns Apollo. He's like, "Yo, Apollo, I wouldn't mind postponing this fight a little bit. We don't know nothing about this guy. So then Apollo's like, "Ah, don't worry, Rocky. I'm in good shape. I'm in better shape than I've ever been." So anyway, so they have the fight, and this is the sad part of the movie because Apollo gets killed. That's right, Ivan Drago has such powerful punches, and he's such a big, powerful, roided up guy that his punches basically kill Apollo in the ring. And so, to avenge the death of Apollo, Rocky challenges Ivan to a fight in Russia. So they go over to Russia, and Rocky trains really hard, but while Ivan Drago is training with all this modern equipment, they show him like shooting up with steroids and all that, and he's got all this modern gym equipment. He's running laps in an indoor gym, and he's got all this computerized high tech stuff. Rocky is in a snowy wilderness, training with rocks and boulders and running in the snow, running up on the mountain and yelling the name Drago. He goes up to the mountain, and there's a training montage. And at first, Adrian is against Rocky fighting Ivan because of what happened to Apollo, but she understands ultimately that Rocky's a fighter, and this is something they had to do. So she meets Rocky in Russia, and everything's good between them. So long story short, they have their fight, and Rocky actually beats Ivan, even though he's bigger and more powerful than Rocky. But Rocky proved to be the better fighter because he beat Ivan Drago in the end, because he's the hero of the story. So obviously he's going to win. But anyway, very, very good movie. Very cool soundtrack, actually. And so, yeah, one of my favorite Rocky films. Actually, of all the four Rocky films that I've talked about so far, this is by far the fourth one. I'm kidding. No, it is really good. It is like very, very cool. The only thing I don't like about it is there's this cheesy scene. Well, it's actually several scenes, sort of at the beginning of the movie, where it's just this cornball, like 80s robot that plays music, and it's serving Paulie like beer and stuff on a silver platter, and so it's just kind of dumb. It's kind of a stupid kind of thing. But anyway, the movie made up for itself in the end when Rocky was victorious over Ivan Drago. And then at the end of the fight, he makes this big speech about how if us two in the ring can get together, then we can all get together. Because at the time, this is in the middle of the Cold War. And for some of you who might be seeing this that are too young to remember the Cold War, there was a time when it's kind of like today, but back then, the Soviet Union, which is now Russia, it was under a communist dictator, and there was like really high tensions between the Soviet Union and the United States. And so, anyway, but it was during that time, and so Rocky gives a speech at the end, basically, again, like I said, saying that, if us two can get together and if we can both change, anybody can change. We can get together on this. Now, anyway, so that's the end of Rocky 4. Pretty good movie. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, but I liked Rocky 4. Rocky 4 was a great movie. This is a great movie collection right here. This is Rocky 1 through 5. And I suppose while I'm at it, I might as well go into Rocky 5. So Rocky 5 was probably the weak link of these movies. It really wasn't all that good. And to this day, Sylvester Stallone will admit that Rocky 5 really wasn't very good. So at this point, at the beginning of the movie, it's right after the fight with Ivan Drago, where Rocky, we see him taking a shower after the fight, and he starts shaking. And so then they go back to the United States, and the doctor tells him that, you're too messed up. You've been hit in the head too many times and too hard to continue fighting. So basically, Rocky has to retire. But at the same time, Rocky and Adrian, they lose all their money. Basically, they lose their house, their cars, all their money. So they have to move into Rocky's old neighborhood in Philadelphia, in kind of a poor part of town, because they've lost all their money. Because Paulie messed up their finances anyway. So he handed over power of attorney to their accountant, and their accountant stole all their money. Anyway, so they're back in their old neighborhood, and Rocky is running Mick's gym. And so he's approached by this young up and coming boxer, and so he starts training this young boxer and paying attention to the boxer, but not paying any attention to his teenage son, who's at the point now where he really needs his dad's attention, and he's really trying to get his dad's approval, especially because he's the new kid in school, and he keeps getting beat up by bullies. And so, but eventually this fighter starts listening to a sleazy promoter that wants to get him in the ring with Rocky, but Rocky just like, no, I can't, I'm too, I got too many blows to the head, so I can't fight. So anyway, so this young boxer basically ditches Rocky and goes with this young promoter, and he beats the current champion. And then a lot of the press saying, oh, you're not, you beat an easy champion. Until you beat somebody like a Rocky Balboa, you'll never be a legit champion. So the guy is enraged. So he goes and hunts Rocky down, and him and Rocky end up having a fight in the street. So that's basically the big end boxing match in this movie is a street fight. So him and Rocky end up fighting in the street. Rocky, of course, wins the street fight, knocks this young kid out, and then finally Rocky punches out the sleazy promoter, and then he patches up relations with him and his son. So at the end of the movie, him and his son, run up the stairs of the Philadelphia Art Museum, and so they end up going inside the art museum. And that's the end of the movie. And that's the end of the original 5 Rocky movie saga. Now, all in all, they were all very good. 5, wasn't really all that good, but it had its moments, but it still wasn't really very good at all. But next time, I'll cover Rocky Balboa, which is the 6th Rocky movie. And that is going to be awesome, because that movie more than makes up for the terrible fifth movie of these original five. So anyway, that is Rocky 4 and 5 in a nutshell. So, again, if you have not seen any of the Rocky films, I recommend, in some form or another, go and watch these movies either by Blu-ray or DVD or find it on streaming somewhere and watch them because I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. These movies are awesome. I love them with all my heart. Well, not really all my heart, but I still love them. And I'm a big fan of Sylvester Stallone. Anyway, so that is going to do it for this video. Ooh, so if you are new here, yes, if you are new, please go ahead and take the time to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Both help me out tremendously. And I will indeed see you next time.